So I pulled a card for you guys, and what I got was Flint. This is interesting. This is a very earthy, um, energetically, a very earthy stone that is a stabilizer. It's in this little booklet that the cards come with. It actually says portal power. So the ability to stabilize yourself where you are and then move sort of through time, let your soul and your mind move through time to dig down and heal. So karmic um, blockages, emotional blockages, um, any ties that you need to cut that are no longer serving you. And then it strengthens your own connection to the earth. So this is a very grounding energy, and at the same time, there's ability to do some clearing. Um, like I said, on the soul level, energetically. So let's see where we go here. The tree spread is what we're going to use with the Zen Tarot deck, and I've got the first branch here. This is kind of where we stand now. Using the trunk, we're going to shift the energy and move toward the next sort of level of understanding, the level of awareness, as it pertains to your sort of deeper house cleaning, if you will. Okay? All right. So your starting point here, Virgo, is slowing down. Yeah. So perfect. Because if we're going to talk about earthing and stabilizing and rooting in order to dig deep and sort of excavate some of this hidden energy that could be in your past, it could be deep in your soul, it could be emotions from your childhood. And in order to sort of work those through, the slowing down card is a perfect starting point, right? As you can rest into, where you sit now, then this exploring can be done a little more easily. This will help with the stabilizing energy that the flint crystal brings us. Okay, internally within you, that the supporting energy that supports this whole process of slowing down and getting ready to clear is this going with the flow. So you're getting that either it already is naturally time to do some of this work, or that it's coming up. Your internal energies are really aligning with it. You're getting that, okay, let's just see what comes. Let's slow it down a minute. Let's get grounded. Let's, stabilize our energy and then see what comes up. Because the healing happens when we're able to sort of unearth those old energies and, some of the karmic patterns that we hold, or old emotions, like I said. In your external world, getting that the flow of things is going to sort of start to settle down in order to prepare ourselves for this sort of deep dive. Is this, I love this. So all these cards are kind of telling us time to chill, right? The ordinariness card, this is more of the mundane, not ordinary in a negative, boring way, but more of the simplistic energies. And since this is in your external world, this is like literally telling you, go and earth, go sit with your spine against a tree, go be on, go work in the dirt with your hands, go to the ocean and sit in the sand, any kind of real just being here with the planet energy is really going to prepare you for some of these potentially explosive, or maybe unexpected swell of emotion and feelings that may come up as you do this process. Clearing our old energies is not a one and done, right? This is a practice that we should periodically engage in order to bring us current to where we stand now and keep things clear for our future path. And we can't do all this all at once, right? If we have old traumas or old pain or memories that in any given moment don't serve us, sometimes we stuff them in and hold them down and move forward. And then there's times to go ahead and sort of unwrap those and address them and feel them again, where you're in a place that's far removed enough from the event that you can sort of unwrap it and process it and move forward without the real harm to your soul, right? So this is all a sign for you, Virgo, to go ahead and sort of chill, slow it down, take stock. And then moving forward, this trunk card here is the key to moving forward. And this is, in the Zen Tarot spread, this is a fire element, which is action. So the traveling card shows that this whole path is, as a whole, the path is always, it's just never ending, really, right? And at any given time through your lifetime, you could be on this path. You could be in the valley or in the fog or in the bright, clear sunlight or up on the top of the peak or, down swimming in the river. At any point in your lifetime, you're moving along, but you're always moving along, right? And so this process of the slowing down in order to dig out some of our old aspects that need healing, it helps us to realize in the big picture, we could be in this little spot on the whole journey with so much more road having been traveled and so much more road to be traveled, right? So the act of the slowing down and then realizing the big picture that, okay, I can dig out some of this old trauma and some of these old pains and not really be harmed by it, because the road is vast and wide. And I'm just at this one point in the road right now, and I can recall these things without having such an alarming response to it at this time. And then once that realization takes place and your physical body has been earthing and your spiritual self is prepared for some of this healing and some of this deep diving, I love what comes next, because what comes next is openness, receptivity. This is an emotion card. This is allowing those feelings that we are revisiting, allowing them in, allowing them to be there with no judgment, no subjective, no subjective sort of approach to them. Just, yes, this is pain. Yes, this is sadness. Yes, this is joy. And all of those can be within you together without too much upset, because you've already gotten yourself grounded, right? And with the assistance of the energy of the flint, your grounding is very secure, very stabilized. Within you, and a hidden energy that's within you that perhaps you don't share with others, but you're gaining a sense of this aspect of yourself that's really blossoming. The flowering card talks about the seeds that you planted everywhere, seeds of desire, seeds of experience, and the things that you intend to do, and all your seeds in your life are planted. And now within you, you're realizing that some of those are ready to blossom and come to light. And some of them we can acknowledge and let them be and wait for their time to blossom. But you're getting the flow, the energetic flow of the way these things go. There's never one, final act that's going to bring all of your desires to fruition or, heal all of your past hurts at once, right? It's a process, it's a journey, as the traveling card reminds us. But you're getting the sense of the rhythm of that flowering experience, of the rhythm of, okay, I'm going to plant seeds here and then, stay open, move forward, and then let it go until it's ready to bloom. And that brings us to the external position card, which is this courage card. The flowering, the flowering is planting the seeds. The courage is that seed that's deep within the boulder that almost unexpectedly becomes this beautiful blossom. It doesn't really, when the seed is in seed form and it's covered by its hard protected shell, it doesn't really realize what it's about to become. It could stay safe, just like these feelings that you want to unearth, or these experiences that you want to heal. They could stay tucked down in the dark with the hard little sort of coating covering them. But I think you're getting at this point, Virgo, that it's okay to call them to light. It's okay to receive them once again and find that courage that it takes to allow those harder edges to soften, so that what comes next is almost unexpectedly, unexpectedly joyous, and if anything, a release, right? But possibly also very good experiences come from, that unknown space that you're willing to soften up, that you're willing to let the water sort of seep in and get that, that hard coating, that hard covering of the seed, let it soften up and let the sunlight show through so that it can reach for more. And this is the process. This beautiful energy up here comes from these grounded energies down here. And this process of realizing, I'm not going to run from things anymore. I'm not going to chase after anything anymore. I'm going to stop in one place, realize, assess how far I've come, realize there's plenty more road to go, and allow whatever arises to arise, because then the real healing takes place, right? The emotional and the intentional healing takes place up here. Okay, and then the final card, wow, the insight or the outcome of this process is the Thunderbolt. So in traditional tarot, this is like the Tower card. For me, and the way I read, I'm not a traditional tarot deck reader. I read using the philosophy of Zen, that the destruction that's represented by this one, the Thunderbolt, and everything's falling away and the fire's burning and everything's sort of suddenly and unexpectedly shifting. To me, this is a necessary part of our growth. This isn't a negative thing. It's not something to cringe from or hold yourself apart from. This is necessary. The shedding of the old. And remember, in the very beginning, I said we could cut these detrimental ties. We could cut those ties that aren't serving us anymore using the power of the flint, using that grounded energy, and being willing to explore and let our soul sort of travel back in time, forward in time, down into the depths of our soul, letting ourselves travel so that we can, sort of pick out those things that are ready for healing and ready for release, and then go ahead and release them, right? And that's what this Thunderbolt card, to me, represents in this reading. This is all a positive thing. I know that many of you probably are aware that the old stuff that we hold in, those old feelings and those old experiences and our perception of them, which perception of any experience can also change over time. So our old perceptions can be ready to be shifted. And if we don't, at some point address these things and unearth this sort of deeper energy that resides within us, if we choose to leave it there and fester, it ends up taking hold and manifesting into actual physical conditions in our body. So, and I know if you're familiar with the chakra energies, if there's old foundational traumas, then we could have low back issues. I mean, we know that this stuff is all, we're all energy, and even our thoughts are energy. So tending to these with a firm, stable, gentle, open-hearted, loving presence is just a beautiful way to process them through. And then remember, all of these experiences, whether good or bad, that are in our past, that sit deep within us, they all have contributed to who we are now. And so as you grow your soul and as you ascend and move yourself and shift through your different levels of awareness, your acknowledgement of these past occurrences and almost a gratitude for them, really, truly a gratitude for things that occurred in your past, is necessary in order to fully release them and move on. So this process, now this could be for any one of us at any given time, but as I shuffled off camera and called in the energy of Virgo, it was these cards that came up for you specifically, or, to go with this Flint card. So beautiful that this is the work that you have the opportunity to do at this time. And at the end, after the thunderbolt, after the shedding, once you start to realize that your intentions for growth are taking shape and really, really reaching forward. Once you realize that, you have a lighter sense of being. You have, literally less baggage to carry because you've done the work.